Welcome to Center and Balance. My name is Jeanette, and thank you for joining me for these 30 minutes. We're going to start standing today, and I'm going to go to the wall and use either the bar or the wall, depending on what we're doing. This can be done without a wall, or it can be done on a chair. I like to be close to something because sometimes I feel a little off balance. So we're going to have our feet hip joint width apart. Ankles are about hip joint width apart. And you're coming up on your toes and coming back down. And whatever you're holding on to, if you're holding on to something, you have a light touch on that. So if we're using both feet, we usually feel a little more comfortable. And we're going to stay up a little longer on each of these, feeling a little more calf work, arms, or whatever feels comfortable for you. Give me 2 more here, and then we're going to hold in that up position. Now you don't have to be on your highest, not your highest stilettos, if you will, but feel that work in the calf. Now start to elongate through the body. Think about your neutral, no arching the back, no imprint here, true neutral. Feel all 5 toes on the floor, feel the center of the ball of the foot on the floor, and slowly bring it down. Click those heels together, find your first position, and let's do the same thing. So again, you can be holding on to something, or you cannot. I find that to keep a steady pace, it helps me to have a touch point for my balance. You see what works for you. Check in with your neutral. Feel how this is in a different spot on the calf as you bring those heels up. Let's do 2 more here. And go ahead and come up and hold. Keep your core nice and strong. Come up a little higher. Go down about halfway. No pulses here. Nice controlled, slow move. Light touch with fingers if you're using a touch point. Hold up and come on down. Take those feet back into parallel, back into neutral. Foot flat now. And take the right toe slightly up off of the floor and come up and down on the left foot only. If you start to lose balance, if you start to feel wobbly, just gently place that right toe on the floor to give you a balance point. Hold up on the next one. And hold for 5, 4, elongate through the body, and release. Switch feet, find your neutral, chest is lifted, shoulders are retracted, we're coming up on the ball of the foot. We're using that nice soft touch point on whatever we have our hand or hands on. Give me 2 more here. The forward foot is off of the floor unless we need a touch point. Hold up, not super, super high. Come down a little, come back up. Come down a little, come back up. See what feels right for you. 2 more. Keep that calf lift going. And then release. Circle those ankles now. And let's just take a momentary stretch. So inhale up, arms in line with the ears, we're in neutral. If you want to arch your back, go ahead, keeping your arms in line with the ears. You can press your pelvis forward slightly. You can also remain vertical. And then let's bend our knees, take our forearms to our thighs, tuck our chin, and round our back here. Tucking your tailbone under. And then come on back up. A little more standing balance work. Left foot is flat on the floor. Equal pressure on the floor. And all 4 edges of the foot, think of the foot as a rectangle. Right toe is hovering over the floor. And let's go ahead and bring that knee up hip height. Again, holding on or not is your choice. I like to be somewhere close where I can if I need to. Hold up on this 5th one. And then balance here for 5, 4, 3, my left leg is moving and shaking, and if yours is too, that's okay. And release. Now, keeping the left foot and knee going forward, try not to bring the hip back. We keep the hips square, equal distance from whatever solid point is in front of us. And then we bring the ankle under the knee, but we've rotated the hip out. Feel that work in the glute. Feel that balance work. Tap the floor and come up for 5. Keep a monitoring on your hips so that you know they're forward. Left knee is slightly bent. Hold up. And now we're going to go back to that first position and open. Again, pelvis is still. It's the ball and socket joint of the hip and leg bone that are moving, not the pelvis itself. And then hold this up and bring it down. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the left toe hovers, the right knee slightly bent. You bring the left knee up hip height. You check in with your neutral. You decide if you're holding on or not. Let's do 2 more. And then we're going to hold up. We're going to get a visual, either looking down or looking in the mirror if we have that available. Making sure our hips stay square as we open and close in that hip joint. Well, I think I did these out of order. So we'll do the open ones next. That come up and down. 1 more here. Now hold open and then tap down and back up. And feel that work in that glute. Feel that work in your core. Feel that work in your ankle as you hold here to balance. Let's hold up on the next one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Probably felt that in the front of the hip joint too. So let's go ahead and get a little stretch now. So I want you to take your right leg forward and cross over. And we're going to stretch both in the waist and the hip flexors. So tuck your pelvis under slightly so that you're either in neutral, pubic bone and hip bones on one level, or you're just slightly tucked under. Take the left arm up. Place your right hand on your hip and give me a little bit of a lean. You can take your hips over, giving me some lateral flexion here. Line up your neck. You saw I was kind of tucking down. Try not to do that. Pressing your hips. So you're feeling it in the obliques. You're keeping that tailbone tight, tightening up that glute. Feeling it here. Working on the strength as you balance. Working on the stretch also. Breathe 1 more full breath. Come back to center. And let's switch legs. And we switch arms. So we cross over. Knees are not locked. Feet are fully on the floor. We might have to separate our legs a little to get that inside edge of each foot. Flat on the floor. And then go ahead and either hold on to your hip, hold on to the wall, tuck your tailbone under ever so slightly. Now squeeze that right half of your body as you press the hip out and you elongate through the side of the torso and the arm. And come back to center. Let's get a little low back stretch here. Let's go ahead and bend your knees slightly, tuck your tailbone under, tuck your chin, round our shoulders forward, pull our abs in as we do this. And then come on up. I want to get a little spinal rotation now. So kind of loosen the body, except for the core. And then all I want you to do is let the whole body rotate, keeping your feet flat though. So just rotate the whole body, like we used to swing around on the playground in elementary school, talking to our friends. I did, always moving. Hopefully you had lots of movement then too. So as we do this and 2 more, we're going to start to minimize that movement. So now I want you to go into keeping the hips still and moving only in the rib cage. So the hips are stationary. And now I'm going to have you take your arms up and slow down. And keep your arms open. And try to take out any movement in the pelvis. Now I'm having to tighten my legs slightly, but I don't want to lock my knees here. Let your face move with your chest so that it's truly coming in the lower spine, not the upper spine. Give me 1 more. And then come center. Bring the arms down. We're going to do a little shoulder roll 2 times in each direction. Go the speed that works for you. You want to go slower or faster. Now, press your shoulders down. Stand up nice and tall. And then we're going to do neck rotation to the right, back to center, to the left. I do want you to go slowly on this. Relax the hands. Keep the abdominals in. Shoulders are relaxed, but we're not allowing them to fall forward. We're not allowing our shoulders to round. And this will be the last one. And release. Now tuck the chin down and hold here. Bend the knees. Now take the shoulders down, actively engaging the lats and back, all back muscles to pull those shoulder blades down. Take them slightly retracted and come back up to neutral in the neck. And down and up. 1 more time here. And then you're going to turn only halfway to the shoulder, and you're going to do 3 here. Now feel that on the left side of the neck, and maybe even the left side of the upper traps in between the neck and the shoulder. Come back to center, go to the left, and do the same thing. So we're kind of halfway in between the center of the body, and as if we were trying to go 180 looking. And then come back to center and circle the shoulders again. Now we're going to do some all 4 balancing to start, and then lifting 1 limb at a time, and then 2. So if you want to start with 2, you're all warmed up already. You're really feeling strong in your balance. Feel free. So I like my knees actually together on this one, not a tight squeeze. I'm going to use my knuckles right now just for a little wrist modification. You are welcome to be on palms or slight fingertips. I want you to bend your elbows slightly though, so that your shoulders are not too high above your knees. I'm going to go right arm then left and go around the body as we extend. Let's do this 2 times. Now I want you to think about that body weight on your hands. Try to lighten it by pulling your abdominals in more. As you take your right arm up next, don't let your shoulder go up towards your ear. Your back is engaged here to pull those shoulders down. As you take your leg up, don't let your hip rise. Now we're going to go right arm, left leg, if we feel comfortable. And then left arm, right leg. We're going to do 1 more set of that, and we can also go all singles again. Find where you need to be today. This time, we're going to hold the right arm out and the left leg out. And I want you to check that your hips are square. Your abs are in. You have light body weight on that left hand to pull your abs in. By the way, neck and shoulder people, take your arms out to the side or alongside the body. Hold this. Pull your abs in. Don't allow your back to arch. 5, 4, 3, 2, come to all fours. And let's do the other side. So extend that arm about ear height. Extend that leg. Pull your shoulder away from your ear. Now you can have plank style toes or you can have the top of your foot down. See what works best for you. Now try to pull that body weight out of your right hand. Check that you're not arching your back. 5, 4, 3, 2, and come on down on all fours. Give me a little cat stretch here, and then take your tailbone halfway to your feet. And then come back to center, continuing with the cat stretch. Relaxing into flat. If you feel comfortable arching, you can also arch. Come back through. You decide how intensely to go in the changing of the spine. Keep your abs in throughout. Keep your leg muscles loose. Keep your body weight light. And let's hold on the next arch. And we're going to release and come up. Now we're going to challenge the abdominals a little bit. So I'm going to start in a modified plank from my knees and my hands. If you have wrist issues, feel free to go on elbows. And I want you to just straighten your hips, right? So you're in neutral here. Nice diagonal level from the knee to the armpit, if you will, or from the between the knees to the top of the head. Bend your elbows slightly, and then change the balance right and left on your arms. Find where you're most comfortable if you were to lift an arm. So I like my hands together here and my knees apart. I feel that's a stronger balancing point. And then I'm going to take my arm alongside my body to start. And put it back. And then take your arm alongside your body and put it back. So continue with that. Now, if you're more comfortable or you want a little more challenge and you want to take your arm out like an airplane, feel free to do that. If you want to take your arm up, as long as you're keeping your spine stable, any of these positions are good. And let's finish in one more set. And let's go back into that cat stretch. From there, we're going to go into a plank. So we're getting a little bit of core work along with a little bit of balance work here. So you can stay on your knees if you want, or you can go on your feet. I'm going to take my feet together for a good balancing point, and I'm going to choose forearms this time. So elbows below the shoulders. Feel free to go on your hands if you want. Now press your hands into the floor so that you have pressure throughout the forearm. And then adjust your feet so you're feeling really solid. And take the right leg up and balance on the left for 5, 4, 3, 2. Take the right leg down. Take the left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Both feet on. Drop to the knees. Walk yourself back into a full child's pose. Knees can be separated or together. Hands can be on the feet, extended, or anywhere comfortable for you. Goal is a relaxation along with the back stretch. And then let's go ahead and come up to seated. So we're going to flip around and sit on our butt. We're going to do a little balancing in between our tailbone and our sits bones. And we're going to find that balance point and also a little challenge at the strength. So earthquake for my people who take control. So abdominals in, find that balancing point. So you can have your hands on the floor. You can have your hands extended, a little more challenging here. We are going to lift the legs. So I'm going to start with my hands on the floor. Mine will be on the sides, some on a raised platform. Yours will be wherever they're comfortable and you feel nice and balanced. We're holding here. We should have been working the whole time, right? So let's go ahead and take that right leg up and down. Left leg up and down. Keep your neutral here. Feel the quadricep work. Feel the abdominal work. Give me one more set. And then pull yourself forward, rounding your back. Cross your forearms under your thighs. I actually press on my calves here as I elongate my spine and tuck my tailbone down. Some people like to press on their thighs. You get a stretch in different places, which way, depending on which way you go, so try that. And then we're gonna go back to that position. And if we wanna take the challenge, we're gonna take both legs up, one at a time. But I want you to take them up with a bent knee. So bring your feet maybe a little closer, find out what's right for you. Take your right leg up, now lean back just a little more so you can take your left leg up too. And then go ahead and hold that. So we're going into a teaser position. So lift the rib cage, straighten the spine. Thighs and torso are symmetrical to each other. It's okay to have your hands down. It's okay to alternate legs like we were before. Take your arms horizontal to start, and then take them up parallel to your thighs, and move them between the two. Now lift your chest. If you feel that dropping of the rib cage. Give me two more movements on the arms. Feet can be down, and then release. And let's go ahead and extend our legs and get a little stretch now. So you're nice and extended, slide your hands down your legs. And hold on to any part of your leg that works for you. Abs are in, relax the back muscles. But of course, you're still pressing your shoulders away from your ears. And then wiggle your bottom back. And see if you can come a little closer with your chest to your thighs. Go ahead and press your knees down into the floor now. And feel how that adds to a leg stretch in addition to a back stretch. Let go slightly with the arms as you pull up slowly. And releasing that stretch of the muscles nice and slow on that. We're going to do a little rotation for a side stretch. Let's take our right ankle on the other side of our thigh or on the other side of our calf. Let's stay away from the knee. And then rotate and sit up tall and have your sternum towards your thigh. Take your opposite arm and just pull that thigh towards you. So just sit here a moment and find where you feel the stretch. Find that your abs are in and that your weight is even on both halves of your bottom. So see if you can make that happen by moving your torso wherever you need to move it. Now we're going to lift that leg with our arm and straighten our spine even more. And we're still keeping the weight on both halves of the bottom, but the distribution is not even. And feeling the stretch hopefully in the glute. Abs are in, come up taller. And release down. Gonna do the same thing on the other side. So again, you can have your ankle with the calf, or if your body allows, come up above the knee. Rotate your sternum towards your thigh. Wrap your arm around and hold here for a moment. Relax your ankles. Find your body weight evenly distributed on both halves of your bottom. Now pull your thigh to the chest as you straighten up. Notice the foot move. You can move it to a more comfortable place. In fact, if you can get it closer, the closer you have it to your body, the more you will feel a surface stretch on the glutes. So sit up nice and tall, abs in. And then release it down. Now we're going to go into a hamstring stretch. I'm just going to let my knee fall down. And I'm going to take my foot on the inside of my thigh or the inside of your calf. And then I'm going to get my sit bones behind me. Line up that railroad track line of those leg joints. And round the back. So just like when we were doing the two-legged one, this is similar. Press the knee down, shoulders down. And then I'm switching to my calf so that I can point and flex my ankle here, adding in a little different stretch. Be aware your abdominals are in. Be aware of your back stretch and don't make it too intense. See where's right for you. One more here. And then relax the ankle, relax the leg, abs of course stay in. You can push yourself up. And then we're going to go ahead and switch legs. So calf or thigh. Get your sit bones behind you. Line up your joints. Grab your foot or your ankle. Round your back. Now remember, it's really normal to feel it differently on each side, maybe even in a different place. Just go with that. Just be aware of where it is. Make sure you have weight on both halves of your bottom. And then we slid our elbows back a little and grabbed under the leg, tightening and pushing the knee down. And then we started a little bit of pointing and flexing the ankle, feeling the changes in the stretch. Give me two more here. And then relax the ankle, relax the quadricep and the whole thigh. And then come on up here to a seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to start with a butterfly stretch or a little Buddha stretch. So start with your feet away from you. Even your sit bones and see kind of where you're at. By the way, you can do this laying down on your back also, just like we did on the reformer. If that's a more comfortable position for you, feel free. So then we start to bring our feet a little closer now. I like to grab onto my feet, not my toes so much because of all the little joints and ligaments in there. You find what's right for you. And then you can also grab onto your shins. I want you to think about sitting up tall. Find your neutral. Your shoulders are forward of your hips, but find your neutral in your low back and press your thighs down. Keep your abs in. Press your shoulders back and down. Not a white knuckle press, but a press. Keep the core strong. Breathe one more really big, really slow breath. And release that. Now I'm going to let the right shin go in front of the left shin. And my knees are separated more than if we were sitting in a kind of cross-legged, normal cross-legged position. So my knees are separated a little more. Weight is even on both halves of my bottom. Left hand is coming up, right hand is sliding along the floor, lateral flexion. Feeling the stretch once we get to that point for our body, making sure our left hip does not come up. Find where you need to be and hold. Now check these things. No forward elbow, no rotation of the spine, no lift of the left sit bones. So keep the sit bones down. There's hardly any weight on that left side of your bottom, but keep at least the flesh in contact with the floor. And then if you want to bring that elbow right behind you, you can go down to the floor with it, that's fine. If not, that's fine too. And then you're either going to pull yourself up with your muscles or you're going to press yourself up, or a combination of the two. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to go over and let our hand go out. Find where our point of our best stretch is. No pain, but we can hold it there. A little bit of discomfort is okay. Reminders, no elbow forward, no rotation, no lift of the flesh, hopefully not even the sits bones. Bring that left elbow under the shoulder if you like. Keep your right half of your bottom down. In other words, press the hip down to pull the rib cage away to enhance the stretch. And then push yourself back up. Low back stretch here. Keep that right shin in front. We're going to do 2 of these. And just come forward. If you want to have your hands out to the side or even behind you, bringing your chest and chin down, feel free. Rounding your back, pulling your abs in. Pull yourself up or press yourself up. Last thing to come up is the chin. Now we'll switch legs because this affects a little bit differently in the low back. So you tuck the chin first. Your feet are kind of open. Your leg is not on top one or the other. And tuck that tailbone down. By the way, your weight distribution is totally changing here. But remember to keep your bottom down. Keep your flesh down as you tuck your tailbone under. Tuck your chin. Feel that stretch from the tailbone to the base of the head. And then if you want to, you can prep yourself to push along with pulling. And let's finish up with an open chest. Taking our arms behind us without changing our rib cage or low back position. Find your balance, shoulders over, your sits bones, ears in line with your shoulders. If you want to extend the wrist, taking the fingertips behind you, you'll feel some upper arm here. And then come down, straighten the wrists, relax them, and roll those shoulders, and you're done. Thank you for joining me for Center and Balance.